been chosen as part of an elite task force for the Month of Action.
Hey everybody, welcome to a brand new chapter of Old Man Brad. Whether you are new to the show or returning for another chapter, thank you so much for giving me a listen. If you love the show, drop me a review on your favorite podcast app, or you can become a patron, patreon.com/oldmanbrad. Well, we are in the middle of my Month of Mattei series. Previously, we've done Cruel Jaws, Rats, Terror of the Night, and Hell of the Living Dead. But we're going to keep it going. We're going to keep it going with another film that has quite a story. It isn't just strictly a Bruno Mattei movie, but we'll dive into that. I had to bring in another guest to talk about this with me. I want to welcome in Dan from the Geeks with Beards podcast. How you doing today, Dan?
Hey, man, thank you for having me. I'm doing really good in this movie, man. Woo!
I know we're in a Discord chat, and you had seen Zombi3 or Zombie, however you wanna label it. You'd seen that one. Any after that you hadn't seen. And we're doing this also for the Month of Action with B Action podcast, a whole slew of podcasts out there. We're doing the Month of Action. We all picked a movie to do for it. And I decided to pick Zombi3. And I was like, hey, why don't you come on and talk Zombi3 with me?
Oh, hell yeah, dude. There's definitely some action in it, man. There's two good explosions I want to talk about later.
Okay.
In this movie.
All right. And did you have, besides not seeing it, did you have any history with, say, a Bruno Mattei movie before, or Lucio Fulci, or anything besides, Zombi3?
No, honestly, I never have. It's one of those people. They're one of those people in their movies that I've actually never seen before Zombi3. And I remember as a kid seeing that VHS box of Zombie 2 with the zombie head with the worms coming out of its eyes and stuff, like at local little mom and pop's video store. But I never watched it until like last year, I believe it is when I finally watched it. And I'm like, wow, okay.
Yeah, I'm especially the past probably year. Like Zombie 2 has always been one of my favorites. I've seen that countless times. But Fulci movies in general, I've seen here and there. And within the past year, I've really started to get in and watching more of his. And then I came across, I've always heard of Bruno Mattei's movies. I'd seen a couple, but I was like, I don't remember which one it was I watched, but I was like, I need to do a whole dedicated month to his movies because of the stories behind them more than anything else. And the way he rips off from so many other things. To start off my series, I talked Cruel Jaws with Gerald from the Awards Garage. It's amazing how he doesn't do it in this one, but in his other films, like he uses footage from other films in his films. He's just like, blatantly, I'm putting in Jaws clips and clips from Jaws 2, and I don't care. I'm just doing it. And it was his thing. He became like this cult director.
I'm kind of surprised that there was not any kind of legal action took against him for that.
Cruel Jaws wasn't available in the U.S. because of that for a long time.
Gotcha.
But this one, we'll dive into it when we start talking the movie. But this one has a bit of a story, how he got involved and everything else. Anything else you wanna say up front here before we dive into going full in for Zombi3?
No, man, I'm ready to jump into it and talk about this movie.
Let's talk Zombi3.
There doesn't seem to be anything here. I bet that fridge is empty too, huh?
When a terrorist's body infected with a stolen chemical is recovered by the U.S. military, the corpse is cremated, unintentionally releasing a virus and bacteria into the atmosphere over a small island. This is written by Claudio Fragasso and credited to Lucio Fulci as the director. He directed about 60% of the movie. Bruno Mattei came in and finished the film. This came out in 1988. It was also released as Zombie Flesh Eaters 2 because the original Zombie was also titled Zombie Flesh Eaters, depending on where you saw it. We can just kind of dive into it. Overall, your initial thoughts of the film when you first saw it?
My initial thoughts of it is I really liked it. I definitely saw some inspiration, like you said, instead of putting in like blatant scenes from other movies, I saw some inspiration from a couple, at least from one other zombie movie that I loved in there. But yeah, like the makeup is not bad. I mean, I kind of like the makeup they use for the zombies. The action is really good. The explosions are great. The dubbing took me a couple minutes because I understand, it's like, but it was kind of odd though. I'll ask you this. Why would they dub? I'm curious why they would dub some of the actors, because they clearly look like they were speaking English.
I mean, it's just something they did. I don't know. Maybe they didn't record their tracks while they filmed, so they just dubbed over ADR later. I'm not sure. Because if you watch the movies after this, like Zombie 4 After Death, it's kind of that same thing. Like you can see they're speaking English, but it's dubbed over. Whereas Zombie 5, it doesn't have that dubbed over feel to it. And honestly, it kind of takes away from it. I don't know. It makes it more of like a B movie to me to have like that dubbed over.
Yeah, it's a charm. I mean, it didn't take me out of it whatsoever. I was just curious about that because you could definitely tell they were speaking English. I was just
oh yeah, and like one of the guys, like the General Morton, his voice, it sounded like Adam West.
It did. And I love Dr. I didn't forget his name, Dr. Holder. He was like the most energetic of all of the scientists. I guess because he's the head doctor, I guess. But I mean, he was definitely like, I feel like he's a little overacting, if that's possible, maybe.
Oh,
with
absolutely.
His expressionism and stuff.
This film, there's been, multiple stories. Lucio Fulci was asked to, after the success of Zombie 2, they're like, we want to make more zombie movies. We want you to make more zombie movies. And he came in to make the Zombie 3. Claudio Fragasso and his wife wrote the script. And when he filmed it, there are stories that either he left the project due to illness or he left the project using the illness to get out because the producers wouldn't give him money for what he wanted to do. Before he left, he gave them 70 minutes, like a 70-minute cut. And from what I read, and I watched an interview with Claudio on the DVD for this, he said that a lot of the footage was just long shots of canoes, of them just rowing in a canoe. They were like, we can't, it's just people going in a canoe. We have no movie here. So they asked if basically bring someone in and make a movie of this. So Bruno Mattei was the second unit director, and he was already filming another one of his movies, Strike Commando 2, in the Philippines. So they asked him, hey, can you come in and put some action in this movie? Because there isn't a whole lot right now. And Claudio rewrote the movie to kind of write around what was already filmed because they couldn't get the original actors back from they're the ones, the army guys and that whole story. Those actors were like, no, we're not coming back. No.
Okay, so the army guys that we see in the movie here are completely different actors?
Those army guys are the Lucio Fulci scenes. But then the scenes they wrote and directed to cut in was the other story with the scientists and all the people in the white suits running around killing people and zombies. So they basically kind of wrote these as kind of like a subplot to the army guys. So you kind of have the two stories going at the same time.
Yeah, because you definitely can tell like they never meet up with each other. So you could tell the disconnect there. Yeah.
There is the one towards the end where there's people in like the hazmat suits when they get to land after rowing in the canoe coming after them. But depending on how it was cut, they could have filmed those cut into some other action scene. I don't know.
You can definitely say real quick. I know toward the end, I don't mean to jump ahead, but the one soldier, I think his name's Roger, I believe. And when he can't make it to the helicopter and he gets attacked by all the zombies, you can tell from that scene to the scene where he's getting shot down by the guys in the hazmat suits, completely different area.
Yes.
It looks like a bigger field or something. Yeah. So I'm like, I guess that's there where they did reshoots, maybe.
Possible. They said they cut down like the 70 minutes that Fulci did was cut down to about 50, and then they kind of filled in from there. So they say about 40% of the movie was Bruno Mattei, and Claudio Fragasso also filmed some scenes. And then, Bruno in interviews said this is Fulci's movie. It's not my movie. It's Fulci's movie. So that's why he gets kind of the Film directed by Lucio Fulci, even though he only did about 60% of the film.
Okay, well, that's cool. That he gives
It's
the
just kind of a
credit.
crazy story. Once you kind of dig into it, I think he just got to a point where he wanted to make it bigger and do more things with it, and they wouldn't give him the money or let him, so he's like, forget it, I'm out. You guys can figure it out. I think that's why kind of the movie does kind of have a weird, I don't want to say a disconnect, but you have these two stories. Like the whole beginning scene was the stuff that they shot with the stealing of the case. They go to a hotel, the guy who steals the case, it breaks open, he gets infected, goes to a hotel, and then the scene where like the housekeeper comes in and they finds him, I was like, this is actually really cool. Like you said, the makeup was really cool, like especially in close-up stuff. That makeup was really good. The stuff with the bigger groups of zombies that they're shooting down, you can tell that they just like slapped a few things on their face and just said, just walk.
Some of them look like they might have just had like full masks on. Maybe like the bald ones look like they just full masks on.
Like the beginning scene where they infect the guy with the, what do they call the virus? Like the Death 1 virus or something.
Yeah, Death 1, yeah.
And then he's in this case and then he changes and you can just see, like obviously whatever makeup they used covered his mouth, but when he breathes, the whole head like pulses. And I was like, that actually works. This is a pretty good effect.
Yeah. I love the pulsating in like the boils and all that stuff like that. It looks really cool.
I know when you watched it, there were a few parts like the scene with the head in the refrigerator.
Dude, I watched it yesterday again to refresh myself, and I still laughed loudly when it comes flying out of there. I'm just like, because I forgot, I didn't forget it, but I'm just like, okay. Dude opens it, just flies right out of the fridge, man, and just starts gnawing on his neck.
Made me feel like it was like almost like an Evil Dead type of moment or something from an Evil Dead movie with the head coming at him.
I definitely got a lot of Return of the Living Dead vibes from this.
Oh, yes.
A couple of times.
Yes.
Especially when they burned the first body and they're like, hey, the smoke could come down in the rain and everything, And some of the music, I even felt like some of the music cues almost sound kind of Return of the Living Dead in moments here and there, I thought maybe.
It wasn't any research that I looked up. Who knows? He could have stole the music from other places. Some of his movies, he does that too. The two army guys that put the body into the cremation, that was Bruno Mattei and Claudio Fragasso. The second director and the writer, it was them that were, whereas the army guys putting him in there.
What did you think about the birds? Like that freaked me out when I first watched this movie. Like the infected birds attacking people. Well,
what's funny is the movies after this, I mean, none of these movies connect in any way. Any Zombie released in Europe, that was the original Dawn of the Dead. Mm-hmm. So obviously that George Romero movie doesn't connect to this in any way. And then when Fulci did his Zombie, they named it Zombie 2, and then this 3, but none of these movies connect in any way whatsoever. And when you get to Zombie 5, it's called Killing Birds. So when I watched this, I had never seen 4 and 5, so I was like, oh, maybe there's some sort of connection there. No, not at all. They just have some zombie birds in this that attack.
That was probably one of the more parts that kind of freaked me out because I have a real life fear of birds, like swooping down. So when these just started jumping, so when they started jumping up and attacking, I think his name was Glenn, I believe it was the first time, and then attacking the girls in the bus and stuff. I'm just like, no, get away, run.
So Hitchcock's The Birds is not your favorite movie, is what you're saying?
Well, yeah, I can watch it, but I'm just like, no.
What did you think of cutting in voiceover with this like DJ, this radio DJ guy, to kind of give story along the way?
Kind of like that. What was it? Oh God, Blue Heart or something like that. I believe his name was.
Yeah.
I like that part. I like that part of it. It's kind of a little bit of exposition without, but made it kind of fun. He's kind of informing people what's going on. Mm-hmm. And I love especially the part toward the beginning, like he's got a couple parts where he talks about ecological problems, the ozone. And he's like, well, then why are you using hairspray and stuff like that, I thought he was a cool character. I kind of wished they would have used him just a little bit more. Grant, I think, was it three or four times, I believe he popped in there. So I'd definitely like to have seen him a little bit more in there.
No, the radio guy, I like that he was giving the exposition. I did enjoy that in the way that it kind of, he was either, I don't want to say twisting the facts, but putting news out there of like, it's okay. The pollution's, it's all good. The pollution's almost gone kind of thing. Like
I was thinking maybe
way.
he was telling what maybe the government was telling him to say.
Yeah.
Especially the one part where he says, oh yeah, if you see the guys in the white suits, run to them. They'll help you.
Yes.
They'll save you. I'm like, no, they won't. They will gun you down. They will kill you.
But there was many scenes that you see him where they cut to that booth with him, but you only see the back of him. And then when we get to the end of the movie, I mean, we're going to spoil it. I should have said spoiler alert from the get-go. We're going to spoil this movie, but it's a schlocky movie that even if you get it spoiled, it's still honestly a fun movie to watch. It's not the greatest movie you're ever going to see, no, but it's just a fun time. But when we get to the end with him and we find out that he has become one of the living dead, but he's still he's dead, but he's still like radio broadcasting with his normal voice, and he's not like your typical zombie. So that kind of threw a little twist in there, because although there was one of the other characters previously who became one of the dead, and he said something to, I forgot what the line was he said to the girl, of basically kind of come with us almost, so to speak, before he died.
Was it Glenn? I believe it was the boyfriend of Patricia. I think he said something like, you will be together again soon, or something like that.
That's what it was.
Yeah, but no, I'd like that with Blueheart at the end when he's infected, because he's basically, this is hour zero and the start of the beginning and blah, blah, blah and stuff like that. And Patricia looks at Kenny. She's like, "Are we got to fight again?" He's like, "No, we've got to win for humanity's sake." I'm like, yeah, but this cloud, not like the doctor said, this cloud is no telling how far it's stretched already.
Exactly.
It could have already got to the United States or something, so we don't know. And I wish, in a way, that we had got a sequel to this, because I want to see Kenny fighting and see where that went.
Yeah, like a straight up sequel, because
for sure,
the sequel we got, Zombie 4, it dives into like voodoo and other aspects of the living dead. Although the dead in that movie, in the next one, do talk. They will grab guns and they shoot and do all that stuff. So they kind of carried that over. Yeah.
And I did love about that when they killed him. There was no specific way to kill him like in most zombie movies, just shoot it in the head.
Yeah.
Just gun them down and they're gone, or burn them, they're gone. You don't have to go for the brain.
Bruno Mattei pretty much did any of the scientist scenes and any scenes with the hazmat suit people. Like, it seemed there were a few pieces in it. You were like, it felt like this is definitely an insert scene, especially when you're going from these people in the canoe and they're on the run, and then you cut to these hazmat guys coming up to this house with zombies coming out, and you have like this is the one that really cracked me up, is where the one guy with the large, I guess it's a larger caliber rifle, he lays down on the ground, and he's got the holders, and he lays down on the ground to like shoot them down. I was like, this scene just felt like it was filmed later and inserted, which it obviously was, because they had to finish the film.
And like you said about the action in this one, when Patricia and Glenn pull up to this gas station, which I would not in a million years pull up to this gas station just by looking at it. But I love, she gets attacked by the zombie. She runs back out. The gas starts leaking, and she has, usually, you'd think, oh, I'm just going to run away. No, she takes the time, gets her Zippo lighter out, sets it on fire, and blows the gas station up. And I'm like, that's like the first big explosion in the movie. I'm like, damn, I did not expect this explosion in this movie.
Especially because the budget for this film wasn't large.
Yeah, how big of a budget was it?
I don't know what the full budget was. I know Fulci wanted to make things a bit bigger than what he could. I think he probably used all his money on the explosions. Here's my explosions. Okay, I need more money for stuff. Because the other one was the grenade, where he finds the grenade, which the overacting of the army guy running and doing like this roll on the ground to get under the car to get the grenade.
And Roger's like, throw it, pull the damn pin.
And then he throws it, but you think he's throwing it at the group of zombies to blow them up. No, the whole building behind him just like explode. And it's a big explosion, because very big explosion. The way the house just like blows out. It's like, how much did you put in that?
As that was a huge explosion. I wasn't expecting that from a grenade. I mean, I know, movie, but still from the grenade, I'm like, damn, that's huge.
I was saying, I know we're jumping around, but you know what? Anyone who listens to my show, when I have guests on, that's what we do. We're not.
Yeah, sorry about that. I get excited.
That's okay. I just like kind of discussing pieces and stuff of the movie. So if you want to follow along to how the movie goes, go watch the movie.
Speaking of jumping around on scenes I love, man, the pregnant lady.
Yes,
that was a scene.
That was the one where
I did not.
The hand came up, right? And grabbed
the hand came up. I was
face.
expecting like a whole zombie baby, but no,
So
just a hand. Just a hand busts out of there and grabs I forgot her name now, the other lady, and just like continues to rip her face off and everything like that. I was like, okay, that's a scene.
There were plenty of cool scenes like that. I do wish we would have got more of that.
Yeah.
But I think some of it, budget is one. Two is they, depending on who is filming those scenes, or if the Fulci already did them, it was one of those, well, we're kind of trying to cut and go, kind of what we can fill in to get a full-length movie going.
I did not think that the acting in this movie was really bad at all. I thought all the actors in the movie, except for, like I said, the doctor, well, I thought he kind of exaggerate a little bit too much sometimes, but I think for the most part, the other actors, I think, did a really good job.
I mean, you do in these type of movies, you get the overacting, and like I said, with the over roll with the grenade, that army guy did it a couple other times where he did like these big exaggerated like rolls. I think he did one across a table and then got a gun and gave it to the other guy, and it just makes me chuckle, and it that type of stuff just makes the movie that much more entertaining, because it's just one of those movies like, I could just put this on anytime, whenever, and just have fun with it.
Oh, I agree. It's definitely a great like background movie for sure. Oh, and that scene where they're in there and the hazmat guy show up and they're like, hey, don't move. Nothing will happen to you. And they're just like, I don't think they believe that we're not infected. Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
And just starts,
we're okay. And they just start shooting.
Can't you see that? And I felt bad for the guy in the earlier scene when he's chasing the chicken. He just wants some chicken fingers, man. And he gets shot down.
That scene where he's chasing the chicken and they keep cutting to the other people, like these close-up shots of their face, and they just have this odd like laugh, like ha ha ha, like look at him, and then he gets gunned down, and you're like, oh crap,
he didn't even get his lunch, man. It's overall just a great entertaining movie. I just love it, man.
So overall, I mean, you've watched it twice now before.
Yeah.
Before we talked about it, is this a movie that you think like, if I ever just needed some dumb entertainment, I could throw on Zombi3 and just have fun?
I do. I agree. Like I said, I think it's a great background movie. I could be, like you said, doing something else, or I could even just sit down and just straight watch it one day.
Yeah.
And still get a great enjoyment out of it. And even knowing what's going to happen, I think it has a lot of rewatchability, in my opinion. Some people may disagree with that, but I think it has a lot of rewatchability to it.
I agree with you. Between this and I think you should watch Zombie4 After Death, because I just watched it last night, and it's kind of that same way. I was like, you know what? I really enjoyed this one too. Like 3 and 4 are just schlocky, dumb, fun movies that you could just have fun with. I mean, even Fulci's Zombie or Zombie 2, it's got a lot more seriousness to it, but it's a classic. And it's always been, when you talk zombie movies, you talk, Romero's Zombies, you talk Fulci's Zombie 2, and you talk other Fulci movies with zombies in it. So, but these are just silly, pure entertainment.
Yeah. And I think I like this one more than Zombie 2.
Oh,
those are the only two that I've seen.
Those could be fighting words for some people. You better watch out.
No, yeah. And I'm glad that you read the description of the movie, because I knew the guys that pulled up in the van at the beginning of the movie when they stole the case. I assumed there was some kind of terrorist, but of course, they don't really delve on that at all. Like, he just gets it, they get killed, but one, he gets infected. I'm just like, okay, we're off to the race as soon as we start.
And that whole opening scene, that was one of the first things Mattei filmed and put in the movie. Like, that opening scene, the stealing of the case, the helicopter chase to the hospital, like a whole huge opening. I feel like it had this big opening and then it kind of slowed down a little bit. And then you got a few pieces here and there, kind of got, up and down. But
yeah, I wonder some of the buildings is there, like the hotel and I guess it's a hospital toward the end. I guess those were actually really used facilities at the time, probably, or were they abandoned buildings? I wonder.
I don't know. I know the movie was filmed in the Philippines because it's cheaper. It was cheaper to film a movie. You can get crew and extras and everything very cheaply. So I'm sure the same way they have these buildings and they probably got to use them for cheap.
I think the extras that they had for the zombies, the Philippine people they used for the zombies, they did a good job. I liked how they did. I mean, they were coming at some of those guys, like that one scene with Roger where he's fighting a couple of them. One's coming at him and just boom, boom, kicking and swinging at him. I'm just like, these guys are not holding back. These zombies are coming at you hard.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And they're just popping out of everywhere. It's like, okay, we're going to need you to hide up here in this cubby hole. And then we'll say, jump. And then you jump out.
Well, it's like the end scene where you think they're getting away, the whole line of zombies that he first blew up. And then they think, okay, we got to the helicopter. We're going to get on. And then all of a sudden zombies pop up at this wall behind them, and then there's a whole nother row behind over there. And go watch this movie, people.
Yeah, and then the ones that are hiding under the grass, like special ops guys. What's that? They just come up under the grass, man.
Those are the camouflage zombies that are just in the hiding, waiting for someone to come by.
That got a what the hell from me when I first watched. I'm like, what are they doing? Are these special ops guys?
I 100% say go check this out. And like I told you, go check out, don't have an episode on it, but Zombie 4 After Death is actually just as entertaining, in my opinion, as this one was.
Yeah, I definitely need to check that out for sure.
5, not so much. You could probably leave that one. Have any last thoughts on Zombie 3, aka Zombie Flesh Eaters 2?
Not much more than what I've already said. It's a really enjoyable movie. I think, even though, like you said, it's shot, a couple other, they were shot differently because of Lucio and stuff. It does flow good, I believe. It really doesn't take away, when it cuts from the professors to the army guys. The action, I think, is really good. I don't think the acting is that bad at all. I think the acting is actually pretty good. I think the zombies look good. Yeah, overall, I mean, I know I don't think you do a rating system, but overall, I mean, I'd give it 5 out of 5, 10 out of 10. I really enjoyed it. I did.
Oh, wow. You put it like top of the top. Yeah, I was going to ask you, I usually do a rating out of 5. What you would rate it. So you'd give it a 5.
For the two of these that I've seen, Zombie 2 and 3, okay, I would have to put it at my top as of right now until I see the other ones.
Okay.
And more of this.
Yeah, this one for me, it's very enjoyable. It's a 3 out of 5 for me. It's very rewatchable. It's just fun entertainment that I can just turn my brain off and just go have a good time. I mean, anybody who knows a lot of the things I watch, I mean, I spend 90% of my time on Tubi, just surfing the horror movies of Tubi. And what makes a movie just good for me is just entertain me. If you entertain me for, 80, 90 minutes or so, I'm going to love your movie.
Yeah, I mean, I know a lot of people, they have to have like a deep plot with a lot of movies. With me, I don't. I'm like you. With some movies, I just want to be able to turn it on. And if I can, like you said, if I can enjoy it for an hour and a half or whatever, then I'm good. It's a good movie to me.
Yeah, sometimes a good story will make the movie that much better, obviously. But
for sure.
These type of movies, I just want to be entertained.
I don't think anybody going into one of these movies should expect, like a deep story. But honestly, in this one, for what they do with it, with the virus and stuff like that, I think it's a really good plot. I think and they don't really deviate from it. They stay on track pretty much of the whole movie.
Yeah, and I think they did a good job. Claudio Fragasso did a good job of writing insert pieces to have it flow well. And he wrote and directed 4. So he kind of still had, I'm surprised he didn't connect it to 3 more than, I don't want to say than he did, because there really isn't a connection. But aside from the talking zombies and stuff.
There is one scene real quick that I didn't think about mentioning, was the one where the lady gets pushed into the water by another zombie, and then the one army guy rescues her, and by the time he pulls her out, her legs are gone.
Oh, yes.
Her legs have been eaten off. And then she automatically turns on him. Like, she just automatically became a zombie, I guess. And then he's fighting her off, and her little nubbin legs are kicking back and forth. And then he just kicks her right back into the water. I thought that was... Yeah, that was another good scene. Really good scene.
There were just good scenes in it. In Zombie 2 is the same way. Like, that's what people remember or memorable, like the eye piercing in Zombie 2 or the zombie fighting a shark in Zombie 2. Like, I feel like this would be the same way. You'd watch and be like, the head that flies out of the fridge. There's the cut off legs, or the radio zombie guy. Like, oh, hey, he's a zombie this whole time. Or at least halfway through the movie, he could have been.
Yeah, and I thought it was cool, too, that they actually did mention, well, hey, we're working on an antidote, but you never see it come to fruition by the end of the movie. It's like, okay, the army's like, okay, we've already quarantined it off. We've took care of it, blah, blah, blah. Don't worry about it. And I love how the General Morton kept saying, oh, what you're talking about science fiction. Yeah. Well, what do you think we're doing now? People are coming back from the dead.
This science stuff, I don't understand it. I'm just going to go shoot. Shoot first, ask questions later.
Like the doctor said, he's like, oh, yeah, he's all this senseless killing. Senseless killing? My way is working. Is it really? Is it really? You started it all by burning the body.
Take advice from both of us. Go check out Zombie 3. You don't need to watch any other zombie film before this because it's not connected to anything. It's just connected by a name. So you don't need to know anything going in. Dan, I want to thank you for coming on to talk Zombie 3 with me on my Month of Mattei and also the Month of Action.
Month of Action.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me on, man.
Let everybody know where they can find the Geeks with Beards.
Yeah, the Geeks with Beard podcast. We do comic books and talk about all kinds of different stuff. We're everywhere. We have a Facebook page, Instagram. We have a Discord as well. And we're on YouTube, where we do like little short toy reviews, and our audio episodes are on there as well. So pretty much just type in the Geeks with Beards podcast and we'll pop up just about anywhere.
And what for the Month of Action, what are you guys doing for it?
We are actually going to be covering the DC Comics adaptation of Demolition Man.
Oh, nice.
It's a 4-issue miniseries. I believe, if I can say it, I believe Doom Generation is going to actually cover the movie. So we're going to kind of coordinate ourselves with them a little bit, try to do releases like that. So
Awesome.
And I will say this, no spoilers. The comic is not really a frame-by-frame adaptation. They actually do add a couple of cool extra stuff that was not in the movie in the comic books.
Awesome.
So that's what we're covering, yeah.
Go check out the Geeks with Beards, and I'll link Month of Action, the other shows, in the description here for this episode to go check out. There's a whole host of shows that are doing something in the month of July for the Month of Action. It's a pretty big list of a lot of episodes that are going to be really cool.
Yeah, I think it's last time I looked, like 15 different shows are going to be participating in this alongside me and you, so it's going to be great.
It's going to be awesome. Thank you again. I hope you will you'll come back and chat with me about something else later down the road.
Anytime you want me, man, just holler.
Well, that will do it for this chapter of Old Man Brad. Just make sure you subscribe to the show and you will never miss any of my regular episodes or any of my serious tales from Tubi, Versus, and etc. On and on and on. But I will be back soon. Just snuggle up in that blanket, turn off the lights, because it's okay to be scared. We'll talk to you later, everybody.
That was one hell of an action sequence, soldier. I haven't seen shooting like that since the Battle of New Hope. The Month of Action couldn't have done it without you. Mission accomplished.